So you're probably thinking at this point that we've forgotten to add our clouds, and you're quite right. So let's go ahead, before we do our color corrections, let's go ahead and add our clouds to our comp. So same again, we want to just create a loader, and this time let's go back up to our clouds folder and grab our cloud renders. And then once again, it's going to be good housekeeping to create a divide or unpremult, and create our gamut again. You could copy and paste this, but just for practice, let's just do it again. So change this to sRGB again, and then an alpha multiply. So that's a good way to set up our clouds. And again, actually, this is useful because let's say the clouds aren't quite to our liking. They're not. Then, you know, maybe they're not the right color, or they're not dark or light enough. We can do all those color corrections in between these two nodes without messing around with our clouds alpha too much. So that's useful to know. So if we create a merge node, we can grab the background. The yellow is the background and the green arrow is the foreground. We can merge it in, and let's just call our merge node cloud merge. And so let's take a look. So you can see now we've got a really nice layered effect here. We've got our atmosphere sort of helping to create some depth, and then our clouds on top. We can see we've got some real sort of feeling of depth going on now. So that's a good area. We've got this to a good place. So now it's a good idea to start working into our comp. Now the first thing I like to do, and actually it's good to, let's talk about this just now, because if we look at this mountain, for example, I made the mistake of not actually doing any subdivisions or anything like this, because it comes out of Houdini like this, because we've said it's quite high resolution, but in this case where a lot of the dirt accumulation was in our erode node, it's kind of created this artifact. So it would have been worth rendering this again with sort of maybe one sub-D with Arnold Cat Clark. So that's something worth noting. And I did actually do a re-render, a test render, just to make sure that that was a good idea. And it did visually improve this a little bit. So actually that's wrong. Let's load up our beauty. Okay, yeah, so this was with a single subdiv. You can see it's just a bit softer versus what we have. So just worth noting that about these renders, because this will just come out slightly nicer. So that was one Cat Clark sub-D. But let's continue on with what we have.